Hello everyone again. So our next activity is going to be a paper water cup challenge. So for this activity, you're going to need some scissors, a piece of paper, and some water. And your challenge is to create a paper cup using only one sheet of paper, and the cup needs to hold water for at least 10 seconds without leaking through. So you may want to try to create one on your own before following along with the directions, just to see. Maybe you could come up with another design. There's usually more than one answer to a problem because everybody thinks differently, and some people are really good at coming up with different solutions to the same problem. So you might think, well, when would I ever need to have a cup made out of paper instead of plastic or glass like the one I have? But you never know when these crazy things arise where you might need a cup to hold some kind of liquid for some reason or another. It's called just being resourceful. So you might come across a problem where something breaks and you don't have the right object, or you don't have tape or glue to fix it, and you can kind of rig something and make it work. That's being resourceful. So using some unconventional objects to solve a problem. So I have an example here. When I was in grade school, I lost the back to my earring, and I didn't want to take my earring out because I knew I would, wherever I'd put it, I'd lose it. So someone had said to me, oh, here, and they just ripped off the eraser from a pencil and said, push that onto the back of your earring. So that acted like the back to my earring, and it kept it in my ear till I got home. That is being resourceful. It's using an unconventional object like a pencil eraser as the back to an earring to hold it on. It did the exact same job, and I had a pencil at school. So again, being resourceful and you know, thinking outside the box and using the incorrect, or maybe I should say not typical items to solve a problem and still make it work. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna move this water, and we're gonna start with our piece of paper. And very similar to our fortune teller, we need to use a square piece of paper. So we're gonna fold one end, one corner I should say, and line up the edges so that the corner of your paper is folded in half. Make a nice crease. And we're gonna cut off this excess here because we don't need it. And again, you can use, if you still have any of that origami paper left, you can use it. It will probably still work. Give it a try and see if it works. Okay, so after you cut off that extra piece, you have a triangle. And what we're going to do is we're going to take the one bottom corner and fold it to about the middle of the other side so that we make a triangle up here. So I'm gonna fold this over like so that I have a triangle up here. I'm gonna crease it. And then I'm going to do the same thing on the other side and just match it up like this. Okay, so again, I'm just going to unfold it. Here's your triangle. I'm going to take, so this edge comes straight across from left to right, and now we have a triangle left up at the top. And then I'm just going to do the same thing with the other one. The triangle is still there. And then now we have these two flaps of paper, these two triangles up top, and I'm gonna bring one down and fold it. And then I'm just gonna flip it over and fold this one down as well and use a nice crease. So we have kind of pretty much identical on both sides. And now you made a pocket in the middle. So what we're gonna do is we're just gonna kind of pinch that open and separate those two. And now you have a pocket to hold your water. So here's your cup. Now let's see if it works. I'm going to dump my water inside, and it is not leaking. Hopefully I don't drop it. Just going to rest it down. So it's not coming out, and it's working because none of the seams are at the bottom. We've folded it so that the seams are in the front, so to speak, and they're overlapping, so it's not going to leak out. And it is only paper, so keep in mind it is going to absorb water at some point, and it will start to come through and start to leak out. However, if you use different types of paper, I'm just going to dump this out so I don't make a mess. If you try wax paper, the wax paper is definitely thinner, so it won't be as strong. However, it's coated with wax, so it's almost like waterproof. So you can try that. It'll be a little flimsier, so be careful if you try it with that. But try it with construction paper. You can try it with cardstock. You can try it with different materials and see what works well. But you can see in the bottom there's no seam on the bottom. Now there are seams on the side here, but the water doesn't seem to leak through quickly anyway. Like I said, over time and not too long, it will absorb the water and start to leak. But if you need something like this in a pinch to hold some type of liquid, very simple, doesn't take long at all to do that. And you could, just gonna dump that water. It folds up like this so you can store it and, you know, keep it somewhere if you ever need it. You never know when you might need something like this. So again, it would be pretty neat to use some different types of paper to see which one would hold an amount of water the longest. You can try different liquids. You can try milk, which could be messy, so be careful. You could try water or juice or something like that just to see if anything makes a difference, or some kind of carbonated drink to see if maybe one would stay in the cup without leaking longer than the other. Be nice to try that out to see what works. But again, this is something you never know when this could come in handy. Maybe you don't need it to hold liquid. Maybe you need to hold, I don't know, coins or some kind of smaller objects. You just need something to carry it around and hold it. And this would work just as well as, say, a plastic bag. It's recyclable, so that's always good for the environment as well. So